Well, looks like Brentford have gone ahead to get back to their normal senses and really got to know that all they thought that Ivan Toney could cost was all a myth. And they've gone ahead obviously get back to square one to obviously get in a right and realistic price for Ivan Toney. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name and I hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. We are also talking Rodri calling in for a rest, and Nuno Mendez, the left back of PSG, coming in through to expect that they can obviously turn around the result at all in Catalonia when they are playing against Barcelona next Tuesday. So let's see close to 300 likes. Smash on this video. Let's not forget to subscribe because we want to hit 21,000 subscribers before the end of this month. Sorry, before the end of this week. We've already gone ahead to hit 20,700 subscribers. So guys, continue to do the needful. Now, we all know that Ivan Toney was one of those that was hugely linked to the side of Arsenal for a very, very long period of time. And he has gone ahead to come up to say to it that he fights his way to obviously leave the side of Brentford. Arsenal was so much linked to signing this guy in the January transfer window because everyone was like, Arsenal needs a number 9 to win the trophy. And I told you, Arsenal doesn't need a number 9. They need to strengthen other positions, and they went ahead to make a decision that they're not going to go in for number 9. And I think that was like a hammer blow to the side of Brentford because they thought that Arsenal was desperate to sign a number 9, and that's why they called in for 60, 70, 80 million pounds to sign the player. But as it stands right now, we've gone ahead to obviously getting a story coming in through from Sky Germany, Play to Goal, informing us that Ivan Toney, 28-year-old striker, could leave Brentford in the summer. Sorry about that. The price tag is around 30 to 40 million pounds, all in at the moment. Many clubs from the Premier League are interested. Chelsea and Arsenal are monitoring him closely for this summer. Now, it was written all over the world that no competent club can spend between 60 to 80 million pounds for a 28-year-old. Yet, when you look at Rasmus Højlund, he has gone ahead to come through at 72 million pounds. 21 years of age, he's really promising and really doing hugely. And I think that was like a benchmark for other teams that they are strikers who are not proven in the world that can really cost in the same amount of money, and they really have a very huge resale value. When you look at Ivan Toney, he doesn't have a resale value. 28 years of age, is turning 29 this year. That shows you that he cannot come close near the competition levels of strikers like Benjamin Sesko, Gyökeres, there is Zikazi, who is 23 years of age. Morel is like 24, 25. Very many strikers that Arsenal are really looking at, and they're really having a better skill set. And Brentford got to know that they're out of their depth when it comes obviously negotiating for this deal, and they are like, all right, let's obviously get in this guy. And when we get in the guy, it's really gonna be very important to see to it that we sell him. Ivan Toney is left with just 1 year on his contract, and the moment he hits the 30th of June, then he'll be obviously into his last year at Brentford, and Brentford looks like they don't want to lose him. Now, for Arsenal, they've gone ahead to use all their possible energy to publish stories that they're interested into the 25-year-old Belgium international who goes by names of Gyökeres, Victor, and that has gone ahead to obviously threaten the side of Brentford. They thought that they would use the rift in between Arsenal, Chelsea, and Tottenham Hotspur to obviously gate the amount of money they want from this player. But looks like Chelsea are also trying to pull away. They are going in for the likes of Victor Osimhen. And very many others. So that leaves Ivan Toney with limited options. I went ahead to read the story that even West Ham is interested, and I think West Ham can offer that amount of money. And when I've gone ahead to read this story coming in through from Play to Goal, that the price tag is 30 to 40 million pounds, that means they've gone ahead to get assurance that Chelsea and Arsenal are totally out. And I really support Arsenal front going for Ivan Toney, because the amount of money they would have gone ahead to spend on Ivan Toney, they can use it to obviously bring in a player who has a lot of hunger to do the needful. And he's not that kind of striker that you'll obviously think of really signing. You know, if I'm to sign Ivan, if I'm to give into options Ivan Toney and Ollie Watkins, I 100% go into sign Ollie Watkins, because I know what he brings up on the field of play and what he does for the side of Aston Villa. He's having a better skill set, and for Ivan Toney, he's really facing it rough. So Arsenal might not even go in for centre forward, I tell you, because if Kai Havertz scores close to or hits a 20 goal mark this season, I think Arsenal will be like, let's try to risk another season without a centre forward, and let's get Kai Havertz, Jesus to really lead that line, you know, and let's strengthen the midfield by getting in Douglas Luiz and another CDM, you know, such that Kai Havertz is being considered as a centre forward at the side of Arsenal, because he might really turn out to be one of the best centre forwards that we'll ever have. And that decision is really going to be taken very soon on whether they are going in for centre forward or not. We know they are linked to very many strikers, and I have a tally that I'm going to hit to be I have a list that I'm really compiling, close to 10 strikers that I'm going to hit to be linked to Arsenal. And Arsenal is like, all right, we can really get in a striker. But if at all you are told what is the hugest problem of Arsenal, for me, it's the midfield. Declan Rice needs another player to obviously come in through and do the job if at all he's away. And Bukayo Saka also needs another player to obviously come out and deputize him. So those are the positions I believe Arsenal should first fix before they really think of fixing the forward position. Because when you really have a very better display, we all know to it that goals will go in. Goals will go in. For the side of Chelsea, they're having Nkunku, they're having Nicholas Jackson, and Boja. So in the problems Chelsea is really having, I think they need to obviously reinforce their midfield, especially in the central attack midfield area where they don't have that number 10. So it might be left that Ivan Toney is going to be having only one club that is interested in him, that is West Ham. Spurs, I don't know whether they're going to come in through, but for Arsenal, I think they went ahead to make a very good decision for not signing Ivan Toney. Would have gone ahead to be a panic buy and really dance with the tunes of the pundits. And that proved my thoughts right, that Arsenal never needed a number 9. You know, goals are going in and they are really topping the Premier League table, level on points with Liverpool, and they're really having a goal difference of 51 and Liverpool is having 42. So it shows you that goals are really going in and a lot has gone ahead to be done in there for you. So we wait and see how that pans out, but I don't see him coming to Arsenal. Though one will say, all right, if they've gone ahead to reduce the price, then maybe Arsenal will go in for him. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. If Arsenal is to go in for a striker, it's Gyökeres. Gyökeres, 85 million pounds is what Sporting Lisbon are really needing. And his agent came out and told us that this guy is not going to be staying at the side of Sporting Lisbon, as Almiron, the manager, is leaving for the side of Liverpool. So we leave it at that and we'll wait to see how that pans out. But it looks like Ivan Toney is really half the price that they had gone ahead to say it during the winter transfer window. And you remember Thomas Frank saying that Harry Kane went in for 100 million euros, and that means even Ivan Toney could go for the same amount of money because he went ahead to score 20 goals last season. Forgetting that, for Harry Kane, he had gone ahead to be doing that for the previous 6-7 seasons. And for Ivan Toney, he had just clinched 20 goals for the very first time, and he found himself not playing the first half of the season because of his ban that he was given because of betting. Now, we wait and see how that pans out, and let's go to Rodri calling in for rest. Rodri has said is important. Every one of us, rest is important. Every one of us can do better, even myself, but we need to rest. Real Madrid were a bit fresher in the first half, but the mentality to go against them and come back sums up the mentality of the Champions League we are. So, when you look at Rodri talking about a rest, I saw even Pep Guardiola complaining on how the Premier League is going to have to put up very many fixtures for them, that they are playing on a Saturday, that is the semi-final of the Champions League, sort of the FA Cup, and the players are not really getting enough rest, and they are playing against Chelsea, huge tie. So they need to rest, as Rodri is saying, because if you don't rest, you'll find yourself getting really injured. And for Rodri, he got himself rest because I think there are games that he missed out when he got a red card and he was not playing. So I think that rest was enough for him to obviously charge up for the remaining part of the season, and he comes in through to call in for rest for even other players. And he says because they had not gone ahead to rest for some good time, Real Madrid went ahead to dominate the first half because of the energy they had, but in the second half they went ahead to obviously kickstart in. But I think those are excuses. You know, we've gone ahead to see players play 60 games a season, and they've gone ahead to obviously keep doing the needful. So we will wait and see whether Pep Guardiola will grant him a rest over the weekend as the players will play against Real Madrid, and they're playing against Luton Town, a physical team where you cannot obviously drop this guy. Lastly, Nuno Mendez, left back for PSG and Portugal national team. He has said in the second leg, we will give everything we have. We are Paris Saint-Germain. Do not forget that. Their reaction was strong. Barcelona are one of the best teams in the world. I think right now it's not among, but it used to be. So PSG going there with that mind that the PSG can turn around the result is really gonna be brave, because we've gone ahead to hear and read that PSG hasn't gone ahead to peruse through to the next round of the Champions League, provided they've gone ahead to lose the first game. And they've gone ahead to lose the first game to Barcelona by 3-2. Now a lot awaits us to see how they're really going to go through. So wait and see how that pans out. Rokani David is my name. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. What do you make about Ivan Toney? New price tag set. Then Rodri calling in for a rest, and Nuno Mendez promising the PSG fans that they can obviously turn around the result in Barcelona. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David is my name. I'm out.